Hello, salut, annyeonghaseyo, ni hao, guten tag, hola. Hi to everyone all around the world. I'm Omatsu, main producer of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Hi everyone, I'm Ken, a member of the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle staff. Today's video comes with subtitles again, so if you have trouble understanding English, please set a language from the video settings and turn the subtitles on as needed. Alright, before we get going with the campaign info, we'll explain the missions for this Dokkan Now special. Omatsu, please go ahead.
Sure. During this Dokkan Now special, if we reach 20,000 concurrent viewers for all language combined, all players will get 50 Dragon Stones. And a hashtag challenge will be held to celebrate the unification of operation schedule.
As we have already announced on the official Dokkan Battle social media, please post your thoughts on today's video, new characters, and the campaign with hashtag, which will be announced later by Omatsu. And if the total number of hashtag posts in worldwide reaches 2,000, you'll receive 10 additional Dragon Stones. This will be until August 27th at 9 a.m. Now, please introduce the hashtag, Omatsu.
Okay. The hashtag will be Broly, Broly, Broly. We invite everyone to contribute.
Before announcing the new information, we would like to review the theme of the worldwide celebration Heated Showdown campaign, which will start soon. Can you, Omatsu?
Okay. The theme of this worldwide celebration Heated Showdown campaign will be Broly. As you can see from this slide, you will be able to enjoy the story of Broly, who possesses overwhelming strength, and the super warriors who stood against him through the events based on the movie trilogy of Dragon Ball Z.
Thank you. We'll deliver the latest info on the worldwide celebration Heated Showdown campaign starting from the in-game events. Let's start with this event. It's the story event Demonic Attack, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. You can look back to Broly's movie trilogy with this event. Part 1 of the campaign lets you further experience Broly's debut movie, Dragon Ball Z Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan. Also, check this. In this event, you can recruit Paragus, Broly's father, to your team, so look forward to it. He can be Dokkan Awakened starting from part 1 of the campaign. Please note that he cannot be Extreme Z Awakened during this campaign.
He is a must indeed, if the focus is on this movie.
Paragus is no doubt a popular character. I think many users will be glad to see him. Furthermore, look here. This is the limited attempts event Suspicious Planet Save the Shamoyans that can be attempted only once a day. It is an event featuring the Shamoyans, a foreign species from the movie. You can obtain a lot of Dragon Stones in this event. To be precise, you can get 3 Dragon Stones with every clear. Plus, in Part 2 and Part 3 of the campaign, you can get 4 and 5 Dragon Stones respectively for each clear, which means you can get more than 140 Dragon Stones if you clear it daily.
Make sure you play it every day.
Up next, here comes the limited attempts event, Uncontrollable Sign of Mystery. In this event, you can obtain skill orbs exclusive to the Uncontrollable Power category, which is newly introduced in this campaign. Don't forget to play the event, which can be attempted once every 7 days. Many characters, including the new Broly, belong to this new Uncontrollable Power category. We will announce more details in the game at a later date, so don't forget to check it out. Time to introduce a high difficulty event. Please take a look. It's the challenge event, Tremble with Fear, The Devil Awakens. Regarding this event, more stages will be added as the campaign progresses, and you can engage in fierce battles with different forms of Broly from the movie trilogy. A support memory can be obtained by clearing all the stages. Plus, you can get a unique title if you clear certain missions. This event includes high difficulty missions, so give it your best to win the unique title. Moreover, even though Broly featured in this event is super powerful, you can gain an advantage in battle if you meet certain conditions. Omatsu, could you share some hint about the condition of stage 1?
Okay. This time only, I will reveal something on the condition of stage 1. The hint is the character you use when attempting the battle. If you bring certain characters with you, the enemy character will be weakened, giving you an advantage in the fight. However, depending on the characters you include on your team, the enemy might become even stronger. So, those who would like to face a stronger enemy will enjoy this feature too.
Thank you. This hint is very precious. Try to bring various characters and enjoy the result. Also, we have this. The challenge event, Supreme Magnificent Battle Movie Edition, will be added. Super class characters from the Dragon Ball Z movies will appear as bosses in this event. We planned the event so that the most effective character is different for each stage. The duration of battle changes based on your team formation, so play this event with various characters. Challenge the event as stages are also added as the campaign progresses. That's all for the in-game events.
Thank you, Ken. Next, we have the long-awaited information on the new characters. Here is the card illustration of the featured character introduced in the previous video. First, we have this character. Fierce Clash of Burning Power, Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Gohan Youth and Super Saiyan Trunks Teen. This character will change into Super Saiyan Goku after activating the standby skill. It's the first time we see his SSR and UR illustrations, as well as his illustration after activating his standby skill. And then we have Universe Devastating Combat Power Broly, and his form after transformation, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Let's talk about their animations and abilities. Here are the animations of Fierce Clash of Burning Power, Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Gohan Youth and Super Saiyan Trunks Teen.
Power to put this guy down for the count! More power! Right now! Give me the power to defeat this guy! Fine, just take it! But finish that guy now!
What are your thoughts? We have recreated the cool animations of the movie scenes where the Super Saiyan Trio face Broly, and those After the activations of the standby skill shot, Goku's counter attack after he received power from his companions that were defeated by Broly. Time to introduce this character's abilities before the activation of the standby skill. Ken, please go ahead.
Sure, the explanation will be a bit long, but here they are. Their type is Super Physical. They can raise All-Out Struggle, Super Saiyans, or Power of Wishes category allied stats by 170%, and these allied stats will be raised by an additional 30% if they also belong to the Movie Heroes or Connected Hope category. Next up, their super attack, Raging Waltz, can raise attack for 1 turn, deal colossal damage to the enemy and lower their attack and defense. Their ultra super attack, Triple Key Wave, can greatly raise attack and defense for 3 turns, deal mega colossal damage to the enemy and raise superclass allies attack and defense for 1 turn. Next up is the passive skill. This character's strength lies in the fact that other than supporting allies, the character will belong stronger as the ki rises. Firstly, for every 3 ki, their defense is raised by 30% when taking a hit, and when their ki is 12 or more, their attack will also be raised. When their ki is 18 or more, they will launch 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack. When their ki reaches 24, their attacks will be effective against all types. When their ki is 24, not only will their defense be raised by 240% when receiving an attack, but all of the previously mentioned effects will apply, so aim for reaching maximum ki. Also, in order to have a more stable ki gain, the trio has effects that allow them to gain more ki when obtaining ki spheres, such as receiving an additional 2 ki per physical ki sphere obtained and receiving an additional 1 ki per ki sphere of another type obtained. To further increase the chances of getting a lot of ki spheres, their passive skill can also randomly change ki spheres of a type other than physical type into physical ki spheres, resulting in an efficient way to accumulate ki and utilize the character to the fullest. Moreover, if there is another Movie Heroes or All-Out Struggle category ally attacking in the same turn, the trio will not only receive 15% less damage, but also raise all allies' defense by 77% for 2 turns. This defense support remains active when they are attacking, so if you select this character as leader as well as the friend character, allies' defense can be raised by 154% with only support if you arrange the trio's attack order wisely and stack the effect twice. In addition, excluding the trios themselves, all allies' attack and ki will also be raised at all times. Just as we mentioned before, with their Ultra Super attack, the trio can raise Superclass allies' attack and defense by 30%, showing that they not only have high specs in supporting, but can also pack a big punch, making them a character with both excellent offensive and defensive skills.
Yes, we brought you overwhelming support utility in order to recreate the scene where the Super Warriors gather their strength and fight together.
We got more. Next up is his standby skill. The standby skill can be activated when HP is 77% or less, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle. When the standby skill is activated, the character will stand by for 3 turns. He will gain 3 charge counts with each attack received, gain 2 charge counts per physical ki sphere obtained by allies, and gain 1 charge per non-physical ki sphere obtained by allies. He can obtain charge counts easily by either obtaining key spheres or receiving attacks. Now, let's introduce the abilities when the standby skill is active. Here we go. During standby mode, although he cannot attack the enemy, his abilities will focus on supporting and defending, same as before activating the standby skill. This time, the standby mode duration is a short 3 turns, but since you can gain charge counts efficiently, you can proceed to the activation of the finish effect fairly quickly. Make sure to make good use of the character's abilities before and after the activation of the standby skill. Finally, here are the finish effects. The finish effect, Punch of Bonds, activated when charge count is 40 or less, can temporarily raise attack by 15% per count and deal ultimate damage to the enemy. The finish effect, Miraculous Punch, activated when charge count is 41 or more, can temporarily raise attack by 20% per count and deal super ultimate damage to the enemy, so aim for 41 or more charge counts to maximize the damage dealt. This character also has a KO animation, so do check it out. We've spent quite some time, but that's all for the introduction on Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Gohan use and Super Saiyan Trunks team.
Next comes Broly's introduction. Coming first is Universe Devastating Combat Power, Broly's entrance animation. Please take a look.
Stop that, Broly! No!
How was it? Although we only played one animation, this character has a lot of features. We will start with Broly in his usual state.
Let's introduce Universe Devastating Combat Power Broly's abilities. Here, his type is Extreme Technic. He is a category leader with a leader skill that can raise movie bosses category allies stats by 200%. Usually, we'll introduce the super attack next, but since this Broly has a distinctive passive skill, we'll start from that. Here it is. This Broly cannot attack before he transforms. However, an entrance animation will be activated upon his entry, and he can raise the stats of extreme class allies for 1 turn. Furthermore, he has different support features based on his attack order, such as damage reduction and raising extreme class allies' chance of performing a critical hit, making him viable as a tank when being the first attacker in a turn. Of course, he is also well equipped in attacking, so let's introduce his active skill. This character can transform into Legendary Super Saiyan Broly with his active skill in his attacking turn. The transformed Broly is equipped with strong attacking measures. He is a flexible character who can prepare for future attacks by not transforming or transform immediately to attack depending on the situation. Also, this solves the identical name problem, allowing you to build a Broly team with other Broly characters as their link skills will activate as intended.
Here are the animations from transformation to super attack.
rocket so he can escape the explosion! And a rocket built for one person.
We focused on recreating famous scene from the movie in a high quality.
Let us move on to his abilities after he transforms into legendary Super Saiyan Broly. His super attack, Meteor Crush, can raise attack and defense for one turn and deal colossal damage to the enemy. His Ultra Super attack, Blaster Meteor, can greatly raise attack and deal mega colossal damage to all enemies. Next up, we have his passive skill. He has 50% damage reduction at all times, and the damage reduction rate will increase by another 26% for 3 turns from his every entry turn. His abilities change depending on his attack order. When he is the first attacker, his defense is raised by 200% before he attacks, and he can guard all attacks. If he is the second or third attacker, he can launch an additional super attack. Also, his ki and chance of performing a critical hit are raised with each attack performed. If he receives an attack, he is guaranteed to launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn. Moreover, if he reaches 24 ki, he can activate Interruption, which allows him to disable the attacked enemy's action once within the turn on every turn. By launching an all-target super attack, he can interrupt multiple enemies at once. With his high defensive capability right from the start of battle, he can act as a tank and wait for other allies to strengthen up. After the allies are strengthened, he can act as an attacker with the attack raised by Ultra Super attacks. Thus, he sure is a fun character to play with until the very end. Here is his active skill after transformation. His active skill, Saiyan Killer Instinct, provides ki +3 and attack and defense +26% at all times during battle, boosting his base stats. After the character's entry, this skill can be activated starting from his next attacking turn without requirements, so we recommend using this active skill as soon as possible and use his high stats to the fullest.
Thank you, Ken. It has been quite long, but that's all for the abilities showcase. Feel their strengths firsthand by summoning them in the Dokkan Festival and the Legendary Summon Carnival. For players who unfortunately didn't get who they wanted, despite performing a lot of summons, we are considering new summon features. Ken, please walk us through the details.
Okay. For this time's Dokkan Festival and Legendary Summon Carnivals, you can obtain Dokkan Festival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, and Carnival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, respectively. You can exchange 500 coins for a new character who debuted in this campaign. This time, within the event period, you will be able to exchange Dokkan Festival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, for Carnival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, and vice versa. For example, if you collect 500 coins regardless of Dokkan Festival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, or Carnival Coin, Worldwide Celebration in total, you will be able to use them all as either coin type and exchange them for a new character exclusive to either summon event. The 4 characters featured in the summon events from Part 1 and Part 2 can all be recruited with coins once only. However, please note that any Worldwide Celebration coins left will be converted to the usual Dokkan Festival coin and Carnival coin after the event period ends. Please refer to in-game announcement schedule to be released at a later date for more details.
How is it? And will develop a character who can be extremely awakened in part 1 of the campaign. Here we go! It's Instinctive Destruction, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. We will announce his abilities in our official social media accounts at a later date.
Last announcement is this. To celebrate the unification of operation schedules, we are planning to release limited time social media campaign of Defeat Broly in 10 seconds, tap action game, and official Dokkan Battle X account on August 28th. This is a game in which players tap to accumulate ki to defeat Broly. Dragon Stones are scheduled to be distributed in connection with this campaign, so everyone all around the world, please be encouraged to cooperate and defeat Broly. We will announce more info on official social media accounts at a later date. What are your thoughts? That's all for today's new info. Also, starting from this worldwide campaign, we are unifying the operation schedules with the Japanese version. The schedules of new characters, release, and event durations will be unified so you can hype up for the events and characters at the same time.
We can only achieve this thanks to so many players enjoy our game. Thank you very much. We will continue to try out various improvements for our users all around the globe to enjoy. Thank you for your continued support. So we hope you will enjoy the worldwide celebrations Heated Showdown campaign with everyone around the world.
The Dokkan Festival, where you can summon Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Gohan Use and Super Saiyan Trunks Teen, and the Legendary Summon Carnival, where you can summon Broly, will start from August 27th, so please wait a little more.
Until the next video, thank you for sticking around till the end. See you!